I've got something that's gonna blow your mind, and it combines legit peer-reviewed brain science, spirituality, psychology, and those people who use the term energy when they're talking about spirituality. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. Okay, so like I said, I'm a deep skeptic, and I've always sort of rolled my eyes when people would use the term energy in regards to spirituality and auras and all of that kind of stuff. And then I moved to Northern California. It will be surprising to no one that they use that terminology a lot more there. And so I was actually having coffee with a guy that was a physician, and he was using that kind of terminology, and he could tell that I was inwardly rolling my eyes if I wasn't outwardly rolling my eyes. So he said to me, Jeremy, I can tell you're skeptical. I have a question. Have you ever had an EKG? And I said, yeah, I've had to have that before. And he said, do you know what it's measuring? And I said, yes, like measuring the electrical impulses and the heart muscles and all of that. And he said, yeah, that's right. And then he asked me this question. He said, where did they put the electrodes? I said, on my chest. He said, outside your chest or inside your chest? And I was like, outside, of course. And he's like, so they were measuring electrical impulses outside your body. And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, energy is escaping our body all the time. So that blew my mind. It sent me down a whole other new path of spiritual exploration. But let me tell you what I just learned. So they do that with the brain, right? Measuring electricity that is going on inside the brain, but it's, sensors on the outside. And there was this research done, peer-reviewed, legit, actual research, where they were trying to see what was happening in the brain when people had intense spiritual experiences. So they were able to locate the location of it. They can also measure the frequency, which is really interesting. And it turns out spiritual experiences activate the same part of the brain at the same frequency as SSRIs, which is the antidepressant medication that is used by a whole lot of people. And they were able to find a protective quality against recurrence of depression from people who had spiritual experiences. And I'm not making this up. This is legit peer-reviewed science. It actually comes from a book called The Awakened Brain by Lisa Miller, and it is really fascinating. Don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you that you should stop taking your antidepressant medication and start praying. That would be a ridiculous conclusion to make from this. But what I am saying is that the connection between spirituality and the brain and all of that is way bigger, way more significant than I think we even understand now. And even if you're not sure if God exists, this stuff shows that exploring spirituality and spiritual practices, it's definitely not a waste of time.